Time is running out. Or at least that's what it feels like sometimes, doesn't it? The fear creeps in. The fear that you've wasted too much time, that you've missed the bus, that your best days are behind you. You sit there replaying the what-ifs in your head. What if I'd started earlier? What if I'd pursued that dream when I first thought about it? What if it's too late? That fear, it turns into guilt. You think about all the time you spent hesitating, doubting yourself. You tell yourself, I could have been so much further ahead by now. But let me share a secret with you. This guilt you're feeling, it's not a stop sign. It's a signal that something inside you still wants more. It's a spark waiting to ignite. Let me tell you a story. Do you know J.K. Rowling? Before she became one of the most famous authors in the world, she was a single mother, living on welfare. She struggled to pay her bills, raising her child alone. There were plenty of moments when she thought, it's too late for me. She was in her 30s, broke and unpublished. But despite the fear, despite the guilt of waiting so long to pursue her passion, she kept writing. She didn't let her doubt stop her. And thank goodness she didn't, because she didn't just write a book. She created a world that millions of us have fallen in love with. Imagine if she had given up. Then there's Colonel Sanders. He had a recipe he believed in, but life wasn't kind to him. At 65, when most people think about retiring, he found himself broke. Instead of giving up, he took his recipe and started knocking on doors. Most people said no. 1,009 rejections later, someone finally said yes. And that is how KFC was born. Think about that. He spent decades doing other things, yet his true success only started when he was well into his 60s. If he can do it, so can you. So here's the real question. Is it really too late, or is fear disguising itself as time? Because the truth is, time isn't the enemy. Fear of starting is. Let me ask you, if you had started 5 years ago, where would you be today? And if you start today, where could you be 5 years from now? Let me introduce you to Grandma Moses. She lived a simple life as a farmer's wife, raising children, doing chores, painting. It was something she loved, but life always seemed too busy. It wasn't until she was 78, yes, 78, that she finally picked up a brush. Her art became so popular that her work is now displayed in museums worldwide. She once said, "If I hadn't started painting, I'd have raised chickens." She started late, but she left a legacy. So the next time you think you're too old, remember this. Starting late is better than never starting at all. Now that you've heard these stories, here's what you can do. Start small. You don't need to change the world overnight. Take one small step today. Write a single sentence, sign up for a class, or practice for 10 minutes. Let go of guilt. Regret won't help you move forward. Use the energy you spend feeling guilty to take action instead. Be patient with yourself. Progress takes time. Celebrate the small wins. Trust the process. Surround yourself with support. Find a community, mentor, or even online resources that inspire and motivate you. Now imagine this. 1 year from now, picture the pride you'll feel looking back and saying, I did it. I started. The clock, it isn't your enemy, it's your ally. Every second that passes is a chance to make a choice. And today you can choose to begin. So what's stopping you? Share your story in the comments. What's the dream you've been holding on to? Let's encourage each other to start today. And remember this, starting late is still starting. It's never too late to become who you're meant to be.